Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel where we'll continue with the air. And as I've stated with the air fairies, so to speak, they are quite invisible. They do blend in, and when they are seen, their texture is somewhat colourless, wispy, yet pale and smoky. And I know that just literally makes no sense. Now, we have other beings that are in this element. We have the Arabian Roc. Now, the Persians have something similar called the Cimeric, and it's believed that this large white eagle or bird, the Chinese called it Felia, I think it was something like that, like the white eagle of Zeus from Greece, but it was basically a large bird. I don't think it was white though, but that's sort of what you would imagine an Arabian Roc to be. It's in the story of Arabian Nights. It's apparently the Roc, the actual wingspan on the Roc is so wide that it could block out the sun, and it fed on baby elephants, young elephants. Now, its wings could create storms and lightnings, and I'm not sure if you've seen Sinbad the Sailor, the movie, but he encountered Rocs along his way on that film, and I remember that. It's also the Arabian Baruch by the Prophet Muhammad. He wrote of this. Now, Muhammad had a magical flying horse, Al-Baruch. The body was white, it had a peacock tail and a human head. That's what is shown in ancient images. A stride would outdo even humans' eyesight, and it's believed there is a rock where it is still, the markings from the Baruch is on there, from it leaping into the heavens from that rock. Magically, the Arabian Roc is for protection. The Arabian Baruch is more about moving between worlds in meditation or sort of in dreams, etc. So they're very different. My favourite, the gargoyles. Okay, so since being quite young, apparently that's what I have around me are gargoyles. Now, I did not know this when I was younger, and I wasn't told it. I had to work this out myself, and I've not long since worked this out, so that's what they are, yeah. Obviously, gargoyles go way back, like ancient Rome and Greece, but they were known as grotesque. And I'm pretty sure you've all seen the statues on the four corners of the church to protect the church. Well, they were originally found in sacred grottos, sacred caves, but they were well hidden. They were definitely well hidden statues. And it was Christians and Christianity that brought them as the guardians of the church. Now, they're very much associated with Paris too. The gargoyle can be known as the Gargoyle, the gullet, the Gargaresin, and also the trachea, which is your throat. So I'm not sure on why that is. It's kind of like breath and air, and it all interlinks with Latin. I mean, when you translate Latin, you'll realise that some of the words they mean the very basic of what it is rather than the actual trying to define it. They're usually very basic in their wording. Now, back then it was believed that only high magicians would be able to connect with them properly. Of course, as time went on, that's not true. Gargoyles can change anything positive from a negative. They can take anything negative and change it to a positive. They can tell the true motive of any human they are working with. They can tell the truthness in their eyes and their soul. They can really look and just know if they are decent or not. No fairies will do what is known as black magic, but as you know, there's always positive and negative. The Unseelie are well known for being in that grey area of magic, and they can actually get drawn and lost into dark magic and need help getting back. But the gargoyles, they do not even mess with that stuff. If you try and do black magic, they will turn it back upon you. If someone else tries to, they will turn it back upon them. If you are working with them, if they are companions, familiars, basically, you can have them as familiars. But generally, they do seem to pick you. It's rather odd. But you can call them in as well, regardless. Now, obviously, I know that these statues are out there, but they're not in the statues. They're definitely not in there, okay? So they are just statues. They are interesting beings, to say the least. They understand that humans have a soul journey and that it must be carried out accordingly. And they understand this. They are very good at opening dimensional doorways. And like I said, draining away any negative. They are very good at getting rid of any corruption that's within your life or around you. They will really find it and just rid it. They are not exactly the prettiest beings. This is quite deceiving, isn't it? Because I can't count the many pictures that I've been shown. I've seen a demon. Oh my gosh, there's a demon. There's a demon, there's a demons, well, you know, I think probably nine times out of 10, it's a gargoyle. The gargoyles will come when you call, and they are about, and they will help, etc. But they do work on the element of air, so that's why you are not going to see them as we see each other, because they are technically in another realm and stepping into this realm, into that realm. However, yes, some have wings, some do not. Some have one horn, some have 3-4 horns. Some have 3 toes and stand on 2 legs. Others will have many toes and stand on 4. Some are tall and slim, some are short and stumpy. Long tongues, some have really long tongues, some don't. Some have upright ears, some have tiny ears that you can barely see, and some have really floppy ears. Some even have buck teeth like a rabbit, and others will have sharp teeth that just look abnormal. But they are actually so nice. They are such nice beings to work with. They will learn you all about your psychic abilities. They're very symbol of, psychic phenomena and learning how to grow it. They are very interested in our past lives and where we've been and how far our souls come very into us. They love to be companions. They dote on it. Very strange. And they are definitely very good protectors. So gargoyles are not evil at all. Remember, in the world of elementals and fae and all the other beings, there is not this beauty and ugliness, because they see from within. They literally see from within. And being beautiful is but a breath away. It seriously is. So yeah, they are great to work with, things like that. They are funny little characters. The way they communicate is by images, telepathically. They'll communicate that way. Now they do speak, but Honestly, I think it's because they speak too fast. I could be wrong, but I think it's because they actually speak too fast. And it sounds like it's in tongues and nonsense, but it's not. That's my theory, but I'm not sure. So, then we have the Baruda. Now, the Baruda was described by the Mahabharata, and it's said to be the servant of Vishnu, known as the bird of life. It has a human body. Limbs are eagle. Now, apparently it does have, I think it's a white and gold, is it white and gold face, or a white face and gold eagle part? Something like that. I'm not really up on this one in particular. I'm trying to remember, but I know there was a tireless enemy of snakes. It would kill snakes. It does kill snakes, and within that, what it means is it will sense any evil within anything or anyone around, basically. It's very good at tracking down offenders and bringing in that justice. It's used for healing, protection from enemies, life changes. It will aid any life changes, but it will definitely bring justice to any cases of court matters and sort of enemy injustice. It will bring that right back round. It's very good at that. Then there's the good old lion eagle, the Griffin lion eagle that has black talons, a gold beak, but the Griffin can change colour endlessly to anything it really wants. And it's said the Griffin actually belonged to the goddess of retribution, which is Nemesis. Now, these griffins were for punishing, but yeah, I guess that's actually what it's for. They were for punishing the bad people, the ones that had been wrong to others and justice had not been brought to them. So that's what were believed back then. I mean, I think it's all changed now, but it's more of a mythological story, of course. They were for punishment, but it changed. They hatch from eggs, and they're basically known everywhere. They're just called different names. So, like, the cloud cleaving eagle is Syrian. Is there anything else? I'm sure there's a few others, but I can't think from offhand, guys. But if you look, it is known everywhere, but they just have different names, basically. Now, the Griffin is known for its excellent hearing and excellent eyesight. I mean, its eyesight and hearing are said to be immaculate. It can detect anything that has a negative energy, regardless of what it is, whether animal, person, doesn't matter. It can also detect anything with poison in it, which can be a good thing. Now, the Griffin is said to guard the spiritual pathway to enlightenment because in early pictures, it's drawn right at the side of the tree of life. And this is in more than one picture too, it's in quite a lot of pictures. You can call on the Griffin for a new beginning. You can call to enlighten and enrich your life. It can help you control your shadow side, which is always a good thing because it needs to be released but controlled. It can help you gain high vibrational frequencies and spiritual growth. Now we have the harpies. Now the harpies are large predatory birds and said to be Greek, winged vulture, body but claws of an eagle, yet the head of a woman. Now, bear in mind that the element of air does not distinguish beauty from ugly in the same way. It also had the name the winged woman of beauty. The harpui, or snatchers in Greek, harpui. Now, it sort of controls the winds, the lightning, the storms, the thunder, and it can make semi-human screams throughout the sky. Tends to carry a really horrible stench though, but it can be invisible at will. and can punish anyone who breaks the law of karma. And not just the law of karma either. If you break a spiritual law, it can punish you. It will create misery and disaster, and usually there is really no escape. This is a being not to work with at all. It's not a being that would be happy and let you work with it anyway. So I wouldn't advise that. Now, there are more to go through, but I'm going to leave part 1 here so that you could probably go and research and make sure that I've got things right and correct me if I'm wrong. Because it can be hard when you're doing it from memory. It can be hard. You try and remember the best that you can, but I do take little notes and then go back and check. But I'm not too bad, I don't think, yet. Thank you for joining me. Many, many blessings. This is the list of beings in Air Part 1 for your research. Blessings.